All along, you've been learning how to build automation, how to use anything, how to connect APIs and all that. So today's class is we want to just wrap it up by sharing with you the business of AI automation itself. Now that you know how to use anything, you know how to build workflow, what is the business behind this AI automation? You need to stop building workflows and start selling outcomes to people. So this is what I want to run you through. The truth is that a lot of persons that have done trainings that are into AI automation, we usually make these mistakes. When you're talking to clients, what do you say? You say, we'll automate your workflows. Oh, AI is how many nodes it has. Oh, this uses the best chat model. Oh, the application I'm using is the best in town. Business owners do not care about complexity. They care about the value they are getting at the end of the day. No wonder people that they use this particular approach will say, oh, they have just 15% close rate. That's the problem. You are to sell the vacation, not the plane ride. Nobody buys a plane ticket just because you love the plane and you just want to travel. You bought the ticket because of the destination. Maybe you are attending a meeting. Maybe you're just going for vacation to enjoy yourself. So sell the vacation, not the plane. What am I talking about? You are selling what they are getting after you must have helped with their automation. You are not selling anything. You are not selling make.com. You're not selling Zapier. You're not selling any of these tools. You're selling the outcome they will get at the end of the day. Most people that they go about selling the app itself or the application itself, they create what I call the fear factor. Okay, because when you start talking to people about, oh, we are going to build this huge thing, you paint the big picture. They see it as, oh, robot is replacing their loyal team. Oh, you're coming up with a complex system that they don't understand, or something that depends on huge tech, so, and huge dependency on tech. So when your pitch is all about replacing people, you trigger fear, and fear kills deals. As you're talking to them, the manager or the director is already thinking, am I going to do all this? Do I want to throw away my loyal team and then embrace robots in quotes and all that? You don't do this. So how do you now sell automation to people? You sell what I call employee amplification. The old approach that I talked about will trigger fear. So when you say, oh, you want to automate the work the people do, you don't just say that. That will trigger fear. The new approach is your team is about to become superhuman. Same number of people, then 3 times or 10 times the output. You trigger excitement that, oh, you want to become more productive. The client doesn't just want fewer employees. That's not what they want. They want better employees. They want better outcome. So let's use this scenario of John and Shola, and this will, you will be able to understand it better. For somebody that wants to pitch to maybe the company where Shola and John are working, they'll probably say, oh, we will automate your invoicing processing. And that is the work of John. They just say that we'll automate your invoice processing. And then the manager is thinking, does that mean that John will no longer work for us? We'll just automate everything. And then what happens? What are you talking about? But I say go with a new pitch and say, I know John here spends about 6 hours a day matching invoices. What if John did that in 11 minutes and spent the rest of the day on supplier negotiations? Supplier negotiation is what John was actually hired for. But before getting to doing his job, he will spend a lot of hours trying to match invoices. So if you tell them, okay, John is about to get free more time so that he can actually do supplier negotiation. Let's talk about Shola too. Shola's job is to, close deals. He's supposed to talk to customers and then close deals. But Shola handles about 200 emails a day. So somebody using the old approach will say, I want to help you build automation, and AI will handle your customer emails. You're selling the tool, you're not selling the outcome. But a smarter person will say, Shola answers 200 emails a day. 180 of them are the same 12 questions. What if Shola only handled the 20 that actually needed a human brain and spent the rest of the time closing deals? You see the different approaches now. They hired John because John is brilliant at negotiation, but John is drowning in data entry and invoice matching. They hired Shola because Shola closes deals better than anybody, but Shola is buried in inbox management. So automation isn't about replacing Shola and John, it is about unleashing them, both of them. When you pitch replacement, again, you trigger fear. When you pitch amplification, you trigger excitement. So just tell them what they are going to get in terms of output at the end of the day, or outcome, and not just, we are replacing everybody, we're just bringing in one big tech that will just take over the entire flow. That's not how to go about it. Show them the holy trinity of value, how it will help solve their, create more time for them. So hours return to the team with your automation. If you are able to do this, the team will have more time, to do this and do that. Money, is there going to be direct savings or unlocked revenue for them? You want to showcase that, and at the same time focus, removal of distraction. So these three guys is what I call the holy trinity of value. You want to show them how your automation will help in terms of saving time, in terms of, saving cost or bringing in more money, in terms of giving them enough time to focus and remove those distractions. So if your workflows, your agents doesn't clearly tie back to one of these, to these guys, it is just noise. If you are not showing them how it will help with time, with money, with focus, then your automation, your workflow, it's all about noise. We want you to be the doctor, not the vending machine. The vending machine just take your order and then it will just, give you something at the end of the day. Don't be the person that will just build workflow blindly without understanding the process and the outcome they expect at the end of the day. Be the doctor, the consultant, diagnose the pain before prescribing the cure. So you want to sit with them, understand their problem, the pain point, before you now say, oh, this is where you want to automate, this is what you really want to do. People automatically buy the solution once the pain is crystal clear. So it is when they understand what they are getting at the end of the day that they would love to, jump on a call with you or negotiate with you, and then you've got the deal. So be the doctor, not the vending machine. And here is the free audit roadmap. You get a call, which is for discovery. You want to understand their pain point. You move on to the bridge, the free audit and the process map, which involves you listen, you build trust, you separate you from other template sellers that will just, throw something out there for people to buy. And then, of course, the second call, where you now come back with a pitch and then show them your tailored solution. You don't just pitch blindly. You understand their pain point, and now you are building a bridge between their problem and the solution. That is the best approach. And you can now say, oh, the cost of my solution is this, and it will save you this value at the end of the day. They don't care if it took you the whole day, if it took you 2 hours, or 200 people, or 10 people. They want results. So yes, the pricing, this is another thing entirely. It's probably going to be another course. You've got some people on YouTube, like Nate is there. You can follow those guys and learn more about pricing. But you're not just going to say, hey, because it took me 10 hours, then I'm going to ask for 2 naira or $20,000. You want to weigh the value they are getting at the end of the day. The direct cost, the revenue gain, the opportunity cost. That's what will help with your pricing. And of course, make sure you build the flywheel. You get testimonials from your people. You make sure you always deliver results. You make sure you always calculate their return on investment at the end of the day for them to see what they've earned from you, see what they've been able to get as outcome. Get their case study, get testimonial. When you do all this, then you have something to show the next customer. The first client is the hardest. The second is easier because you already have proof. So once you've done something for somebody, you've got testimonial, then it's easier to move on to the next and on to the next. So do the long game. from vendor to partner. Don't just go in there and say, okay, this is just what I want to do, and you do that and you move away. You can position yourself as the guide for their entire journey. Position yourself as somebody that you understand their problem, you understand their flow. Yes, they are getting this solution at this particular point in time, they are getting this workflow, but because they know you now, they now see you as somebody that can work with them, all the way. You want to hold their hand, so you're probably going to get more than just one gig and then you move on. Play the long game. And the final frame, I'm summarizing everything. Stop selling AI and just nodes. It's not all about the connection of your nodes and how many nodes you have on your workflow. It's not all about different APIs here and there, not about the hour spent. Don't promote employee replacement, not the plane ride but the vacation, but start selling time, money, focus, return on investment outcomes, employee amplification, and of course, the vacation. So you're not selling the technical jargons and implementation. You're selling a business transformation to these people. It is when you do all these that you are actually helping them. So stop building, start solving. Go find their pain points and help with that. So we've come to the end of the 30 days challenge. This should not be the end of you working on anything or trying to challenge yourself. Scan this barcode. I want feedback from you, or you can just type out the link here and give us feedback. Give me feedback. I want to know if this has helped in any way, and feel free to create a video and share full information about your experience joining this particular challenge. Do that, fill this form, let's keep learning. And in the next 1 2 days, I will share with us the week 4 winners, and of course, roll the drum, the overall leaders on our challenge, in our challenge leaderboard. Keep learning. Thank you for joining.